Hey, I'm Daryll.
And I'm Greg.
We're on a journey on
the long and winding road
to share with you the glorious gifts of
music.
We've had the privilege of making a lot of friends, and now we finally have the chance to sit down and have a conversation about their
long and winding road
and share with us the glorious gift of their
music.
So,
relax and rewind it back.
on that note,
Here's On That Note with Daryll
and Greg.
Whoa! 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 Guys, our names up on like a board. We look so legit now.
We made it. I think we made it.
I think we made it, Mom. I think we finally made it. We have mugs
Yes.
with our names and everything, guys. It's like this is a real talk show, guys. Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the third
Welcome
episode
to the
of
third
On That
episode.
Note with Daryll. And I'm Greg, yes.
I'm Daryll, obviously.
And we have had some amazing guests on this show. Already, it's only the third episode, but we already had a lot of records on the first one. Mad, I really enjoyed that episode.
Yeah, bro.
And we had Soulmate. Oh,
We had so much fun talking to them. I mean, they're basically our friends, so it's like conversation
Yes.
with friends, which is nice, right? And today on the third episode, we thought we'd do a little, another special thing. Here's another magical guest, one
Yes.
we're so thankful and humble to call friend. Ladies and gentlemen, I think he is one of the best songwriters to come
Oh,
out
most
of the
definitely,
Northeast.
most definitely. And he's a
At this
crazy
moment.
guitar player.
And he's a
crazy
crazy guitar player. So, ladies
We've
and
had
gentlemen,
a lot of nice guitar players on this show.
yeah,
You know?
we've
had
what
Rata, Rudy, and Takar. Like,
ladies and gentlemen,
Takar Nabam
from
is our
Ita-
next guest. Yes.
from
And from Itanagar.
from Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh, ladies and gentlemen, Takar
Takar
Nabam.
Nabam.
Times when the wind blew, smell that lingered on started to fade as the wind slowed. Times when I said 1, 2, 3, you said 3 to 1. Wrongs that had piled up, the colossal bottom of an iceberg, it pulls you down.
Takar Nabam.
Takar Nabam, welcome, man.
Welcome to On That Note, bro.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
how's it going?
All good, all good.
Happy to have you here. Finally, we get to talk about some music. We get to talk about your process. We get to talk
Yes.
about, all the good stuff, the sweet stuff.
Absolutely. I'm so happy to see you guys, man. It's been forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the
crazy,
year
man.
that everyone's had, right? Whoa, man.
Yeah.
Bro.
It's such a
Well-
mad year, but it's so nice to see that you've been putting out covers and stuff, and you're working in your album, and that's so exciting, man. Like, it's so nice to see every a musician still working even in this very crazy time, right? I mean,
Yeah.
It's mad. It's mad.
Thanks a lot, man. We gotta do what we gotta do, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
People got
So let's
such.
So let's get into it. Like, how did you get here? I mean, it's been a crazy journey for you. Like, I remember, I think the first time we ever got in touch was when you were in Delhi. I mean, that was years ago now. And then after that, you had you were in a band before, and then you had your solo career and all that stuff. It's been an amazing journey. So just walk us through it, man. How is it going? If you take us back, actually, right? I think that'll be the best way to start. Was
From your prog years, in Delhi,
from the guillotine years,
from the guillotine years,
From guillotine years.
to the songwriting days.
All right.
Yeah, so take us through it.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with too much deets. All I'm gonna say, it's been a crazy journey. I've always been very open to the idea of myself as an artist evolving with time, I guess. So back in the day when I was in school, I was in New Delhi, and I was surrounded by a very, you could say, like a healthy Delhi music scene. A lot of people playing gigs, and even in school, we had a very strong Western music society.
Right.
So I had a chance to sing in the choir, play for the choir, play for solo duet competitions, and even take part in band events. And back in the day, it was like always about, who can play the fastest and, how heavy can you get, So that was kind of the jam back in the day, It's been more than 15 years, you could say. So I mean, naturally, I got kind of sucked into the metal space.
Right.
So it was always like kind of liberating to belt out some riffs, going for those gigs, RSJ nights, and great Indian rock. Such fabulous times, man. And I think over time, back in college, when I kind of started to get a little into writing my own songs, that's when I figured out, all right, maybe I'm not gonna growl through the song. Maybe I want to write something, share some stories and not talk about, how disillusioned you are with this world, and like, any of that political stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take it easy on this. Let me not be that, and let me try something that I wish to share from my own heart. So I think that's where my journey as a songwriter began.
Right.
And then came my you could say, like a short stint at Swarnabhumi Academy of Music,
Right.
where I got little, you could say, like I got the little bit of formal training, understanding music theory, ear training, a little bit of composition arrangement, and opening my ears to a lot more different styles of music, especially world music, like Brazilian, bossa nova, and all that. So it was extremely cool, like to check that out. And I don't know, like slowly over time, I kind of branched out of the metal headspace into something else altogether. And now as I see it, I see all my some of my old influences coming back, and then I'm kind of latching on to some of the newer sounds that I've been hearing of late.
Right.
Yeah, so like I said, always open to the idea of evolving with time, so that's about it.
Yeah.
Cool. So speaking about that, let's talk about your debut album, Same Sky. So what was like you said, you were out of that metal headspace for a while, and you started doing your own thing and writing what was inside of you. So I bet the first album, your headspace, your whatever you were feeling mentally or whatever you're going through, you can definitely hear it in those songs, right? So talk us through that process, that what it was like going to your first album, the recording, the production of it, the good stuff, basically.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and cut it short again. Here again, also, this was my first time, like I said, as a songwriter, trying to branch out of the metal or kind of like the guitar space. Here, I think I kind of got a lot into, you could say, like songwriting as well as a bit of jazz music. That's something that I was kind of getting into. Right. And then I had some songs which, like I said, I had influences of my past. I was listening to a lot of 90s pop back in the day, and
right.
A lot of the music that came out early in 2000s, like John Mayer and all of that.
Yeah.
So all those things kind of, I guess like it kind of blended in its own interesting way, at least to my ears, and that's how these songs came into being, And in terms of the lyrics, those were mostly my, some of my own personal experiences. Some were inspired by other people's struggles. Then I wrote about that, but mostly around, you could say, that phase between my school and college time. That's right. Where all those kind of things happened, and I, brought it down into lyrics. Those experiences I went through. it was an interesting experience to record that because I'd never gone to a studio, like a proper studio to record and have like a live band come and like record the rhythm section together while I jam with them. So that was interesting because I was like, okay, that is also possible. Because before that, it was all like, with the metal scene, triggered drums and like, you'd map out all the drums and you'll hear like the most splendid, unending drum rolls ever. Like, but you can't even pull it off live. I'm like,
10 toms and
lives,
stuff.
Right? Yeah, 10 different toms, man. Those were like, that was crazy. So just my little exposure to the raw sound of like a real drum kit, real bass with running through a preamp or something. So that was interesting. And then obviously singing through like a condenser mic, they were like, wow, that has so much of, it sounds so neat and clean. Right. I better not make any mistakes because it's going to catch every single mistake I do. I was quite nervous that back then, to be honest. Yeah.
Would that be like your first time as a singer as well? Like obviously I think by that time you would have had a lot of repute as a guitar player. I mean, your voice it came through a lot on Same Sky, even on the second album as well. But how was it like? I mean, you mentioned singing in front of a condenser. Like, how was it moving into that vocal phase as a vocalist?
It was great. It was scary, to be honest. It was quite scary. The first reaction you get, you hear yourself, you're like, oh my God, that sounds like shit. I can't listen to this. Like, just turn this thing down right away. I'm, take whatever, but I can't hear this, That's what happened. And I was extremely nervous because I'm like, okay, nobody's heard me sing like that, and what am I going to get? People might be like, throwing tomatoes at me or throwing eggs at me, whatever, This guy sounds like shit. He shouldn't be singing. Why you bloody stick to playing the guitar? Why are you trying to try your hand at singing? And then I guess over time, I got very mixed reviews about my singing. Right. Some people said, yeah, it's fine. Some people said they really liked it because they never heard anything like that. I was like, oh, that's great. And, there were people who said, maybe you should just stick to playing the guitar. So very mixed kind of a review I got.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like some of the comments were like quite like it's harsh. Just a blow. Like I'm like, oh shit, didn't expect that, man. Seeing you after a long time, nice meeting, man. Okay. So
it's like geez,
those kind of
like hi to you too.
I think if I can convey my message, if I can get people to connect to my songs. I mean, my job as a songwriter is done, and I don't.
Exactly, right?
I mean, I don't. It's not like I'm like the finest singer ever, but if I can sing my own songs in my own ways,
True.
Yeah.
Because
what's the problem?
It's at the end of the day, it's all about conveying a personal truth in a very personal way.
Absolutely.
Right. And
True.
Yeah, that's one. So is that also why you decided to tour the album as a trio? Was it because of a little scary and also like challenging at the same time? Because it's very vulnerable.
I would say one of the main reasons why I kind of had to adjust to the trio situation. I mean, number one being that I really enjoy playing the trio because it gives you so much space to kind of fill up the pockets.
Right.
You can, figure out ways because I'm a lot into improvised music.
Yeah.
So I like to find spaces to to improvise and fill up the spaces in different ways, So that was an interesting way to kind of explore the possibilities, in the compositions. Right. Not play them exactly as it was in the recordings, but try something new, make something happen while you're in the moment here.
Right.
Second would be more practical, economically, it's extremely difficult to book a tour if you have 4 people also, 4 or 5 people, man,
it's
you are swamped in so much death. It's crazy.
Can you imagine being in a 6-piece band?
Yeah. 6 is
shit,
6
man.
is too much. 6 is too
crazy.
much.
Hey, good luck, guys. Good luck with that.
But you guys were
Crazy,
quite
man.
tight unit, Steve and Avilion, and you, man, that trio was quite nice. I've seen a lot of shows. I remember catching you back in 2017. I think you guys came to Shillong. I think you played in Tango, and then I caught you guys live again in Zero Fest. I think 2018. And
18th, yeah.
each time, like I watch you guys, like it's so cool, man. You actually sound like you've been playing with each other for a long time, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I mean, really, like props to these guys, man, because they are like extremely sorted. You could say musicians or artists.
Right.
They knew what they had to do to make a song sound good. You know.
Yeah.
They knew how to make me sound good, so I had to make sure that I also make them sound good. You know, it's kind of like a symbiotic thing you have while playing together as a group.
As a unit.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, it was around that
sure.
same time when you taught this that you put out also This Home, That Home, which was your second, which I have,
Rap.
which I have the T-shirt for. Yeah. You guys go get
Amazing.
Takar's
amazing.
merch. Go get his merch, buy his CDs and stuff. Anyways, this is This Home, That Home, 2018. There was also a departure from sound. We heard a lot of acoustic bass music on Same Sky. And then This Home, That Home is like more, I would say more, you brought the electric guitar back, you know?
Yeah.
So like, so
Yeah.
talk us through that, how that process was.
Because I even heard shades of your New Delhi grunge days
Yeah.
in a few of the songs.
Yeah, on Receding, right? Receding was like...
that outro for Receding as well was like, yo, you're taking me to Pearl Jam heaven right now, you know what I mean? So talk us through that.
Yeah, it's like I said at the very start that during my process of evolution as an artist, I even though I kind of departed from my heavy metal and rock and roll days,
Right.
it's funny that I kind of went full circle, and all those influences kind of came back to me, you know.
Right.
So a lot of my rock influence, you could say GNR to Extreme. Extreme was a heavy influence for me.
Nuno for the
Incubus.
win. Right.
Pearl Jam, yes, to an extent, I check them out for sure. So those influences also kind of found their ways into my composition. And I also think that Steve and Abelion also had some role in it, because once we kind of started to play trio, we felt that, whenever I tried to play some of the new songs, back then it was new because those were recorded in This Home, That Home as a part of that.
Yeah.
I realized that there are some songs that could do with some, some
Heavier,
dirt and grit on the
right,
guitar
right.
and, grit on the voice also. So like, okay, let's try and see how this goes. So I kind of owe it to Steve and Avo also for this, for kind of getting back to my roots,
The
kind
heavier
of
roots.
an experience, you could say. That's how it happened. And with the guitars, I feel like the moment I jumped into electric, I mean, it opens up a whole new possibilities for you, of course,
Yeah.
with your delay, reverb, and all kind of modulation effects and all. So I just naturally felt like going back to those sounds and exploring some of that again. So you could say it was kind of me trying to get my old self back into this.
Right.
And also blending in a little bit of influences that I was listening to during that time. You could say a little bit of soul R&B, because if you kind of hear the harmonies of the songs like Made Me Believe or Melodrama and all of that, a little bit, those influences are kind of like, you could say I got influenced by the kind of music I was listening much later on, as compared to what I was listening to in my rock and roll days.
Right. And you got quite like a good reception, like
you must have done something right, because Receding and
Independent Route, exactly.
Or
like those two songs were actually, I think you were in iTunes top
Apple
Indian
Music,
indie singles and Rolling Stones like best summer songs of
top
that
10
year.
summer
And,
songs. So
and actually Independent Route is my favorite song of yours, bro. Like that
Thank you so
intro
much.
delay
Right,
riff
yeah,
is like
man.
the best. Like dun, 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 dun.
it's very, to me, it reminded me of like a 30 Seconds to Mars
Yeah,
plus,
yeah, yeah,
but which meets like Our Lady Peace type of like grooviness to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's very nice. From the first time that I heard it, also I remember we had to practice.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is some woo.
Man, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
That was epic.
I don't know what I did on those songs, man. It just happened.
Did you write those songs with
happened.
Steve and Avo, or was it like you did that alone, or how was that? Because I think
I did
Same
that.
Sky is more like more from you, right? Like
Yeah.
I would think so.
It's because it feels very
Yeah.
personal. Same
Yeah.
Sky feels very personal, like as compared to This Home That Home.
This home,
In a
that
way.
home. Honestly, with Independent Route, even especially that intro you're talking about,
Right.
I did an episode with Balcony TV back in, I think this must have been 2015 or 16, and I had this another really amazing guitar player who was also my student, just like around that time, Abhishek Mittal. You must have heard of him.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like his idea to kind of play that kind of a riff, you know, that
Right.
and I, okay, it sounds really nice, you know, let's try something else with that. Let's add some chords, let's try and see some modulations around that, let's try to modify that pattern a bit. So I guess like one of the main reasons that came was also because of him. And like you said, This Home That Home is relatively less personal than Same Sky. You could say so, because also Steve and Abo also had a part to play in this.
Right.
Like I said, as we were rehearsing the songs in Abo's like a really nice home jam pad, you know, it was like a extremely small room but amazing, you know. You've got all the eggshells put on your, you know, roof, and like the
Eggshells.
corners are all covered with like cushions and stuff. I love that, man, you know, it was really amazing. So we arranged the songs there, and Steve and Avo kind of brought that energy, you know, out of me. Like, okay, I think you guys, they'll tell me like, you know, you can kind of push it up a bit, you know, you can try something over this to kind of give the song a push.
Yeah.
And I kind of took that bait, and like, you know, we took the song for a ride, I guess you could say so.
Nice, man.
It worked, man. It worked.
It worked really well, actually.
So,
Yeah.
so that was that also around the time that you decided like Itanagar was bass. That was gonna be bass for you. Like, was this around the time that, because you also wanted to like switch, right? So basically doing more writing in Nyishi, right? As compared to things. So talk us through a little bit of that. Like, what was your thought process into going like, you know, that route?
Yeah, the independent route, you mean, right?
I mean, it is
The independent
like,
route.
everything that we're doing is the independent route, my friend. But basically,
All right, so that time I would say I moved back home in 2018. That was the time. 2018 is when This Home That Home came out.
Yeah.
I think it was March or something. So first half of 2018 was all about touring and kind of promoting the album. It was only in December or later half of 2018, I think that's when I moved my base back to Itanagar. Not because of the music or anything, but you know, just that my family has been staying here in Itanagar. All of them are here. So, I mean, all of them came back from Delhi. So I was the only one, you know, hanging around in Delhi for the last couple of years. So I was getting this constant
pressure,
frequent calls from my family and from all my friends and all my relatives. Man, come back, you know, do your shit here. You can do your music here also, and you know, kind of balance out all the family related stuff and all the work. It's a crazy hustle here also, man. Like, although it looks extremely peaceful and like it's
right?
beautiful and all. So the scene is very different. I think like music wise, I felt that yes, I need to do something for my own tribe also, because it's a beautiful piece of dialect, and slowly people are forgetting their roots. They're not talking in their own dialect. So I said, okay, I'm not the best when it comes to speaking my dialect, because I was away for more than 2 decades. So one of my attempt, or my kind of like a tribute to my dialect, or trying to preserve the dialect, I'm going to try and learn some songs, write some songs, maybe take a help of some lyricists. I'll tell them some lyrics I've written in English, translate them into Nyishi dialect and put it out, you know.
Yeah.
So that was an experiment I did, and surprisingly it did well. But for a lot of a lot of the old folks here, they were very used to listening to the Nyishi dialect songs being sung to like Assamese tunes, because that's how they had been recording all their folk songs like since forever.
Okay.
So when they heard my song, they're like, oh, it basically sounds like an English song, but you put Nyishi dialect. I'm like, oh shit. It's not what it's about, you know, it's about, you know, I want to express it the way I hear it, you know. So
Right.
I think they've accepted that, and it's gonna take some time. But yeah, so I wanted to contribute to my people here, and I still do, and I'm still working on more songs. So
Right.
hopefully we'll have something more to hear.
Exactly. So we can expect more
Nyishi
songs from you.
You already,
Absolutely.
Takar already has 2 Nyishi songs, Be Yu Rey and Nyokum Sokhi, that I pronounced that right? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
bang on.
Yes.
not bad. Not
See,
bad.
even I'm learning more Nyishi because of Takar.
Bravo.
So yeah,
Amazing.
check these songs out. Very nice. We're very happy that you're doing more music. And it was around that time where you put out, I think you put these songs out last year, was it?
2019, right?
Yeah.
2019.
19 was the first Nyishi song, and 20, the first half of 20 is when I put the second one, Be Yu Rey,
Yeah.
with the song video.
Yeah, the music video was
good.
really nice, man.
Thank you so
It
much.
had like a very nice
Thanks a lot.
message. I think you have obviously a message to get through with Be Yu Rey, you know. I mean, Nyokum Sokhi was like a very festive kind
it's
of.
a song about the
Yeah.
celebration. So
But Be Yu Rey sounded like it came from your heart, you know, like you wanted to get a message across.
Sure thing, yes.
Yeah.
I did, you know. And the message was that the society is really screwed here, like in a lot of ways, and people kind of need to see it and, you know, find ways to reform it.
right.
To, you know, times have changed, you know, we got to
Yeah, we
progress
gotta
and
move
reform the systems here that exist, you know.
Yeah.
That was it, you know.
Right.
And these songs made it all the way to New York.
To New York, exactly.
Manhattan.
I was just about to
Yeah.
say, ladies and gentlemen, in case y'all watching out there don't know, Mr. Takar Nabam over here is the first Arunachali to ever play Nyishi songs at the Rockwood Music Hall in Manhattan, and also for So Far Brooklyn.
Yeah. Actually, the first Arunachali to sing
To
any
sing
song.
any song. Yeah.
In this. Yeah.
So hey man, that's huge. You know what I mean? Like that's taking your
Thanks, man.
culture.
Thanks a lot.
That's taking your culture to a hub, not just a hub for the arts, but a hub for life for other cultures as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to have it
Sure.
be like another addition of spice in the melting pot it's a beautiful thing, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So-
Thanks a lot.
So how did that feel? How did that go about?
Oh my God. That was really scary, to be honest, at first. I'm like, oh shit, what am I going to do now? You know, I don't even know my way through the city. You know, I lost my way a couple of times. If you don't have like internet, if you lose your data service and stuff,
Right.
you're going to get lost, man, because there's no way to figure out your way back unless you have constant internet and stuff. That happened a few times. I got there and I was really, you know, I was extremely, extremely overwhelmed by the amount of music that was happening, flowing. You know, you see people playing around the metros,
Right.
on the streets, and you go to, you know, music stores and see amazing artists playing there. You know, you can just hear it. It's just so much of art and so much of music that was kind of in the air, and extremely busy place. When it was my turn to play at Rockwood, I was like, oh, seems like a very quiet place where people would come sit and listen to your songs. It was cool, and it was interesting also. People were extremely surprised that somebody would make an effort to travel all the way from extreme, like northeast to, you know, the
Right.
west.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, there is such a place like Arunachal Pradesh or Northeast India, you know. And they didn't understand. So I said it's basically surrounded by 3 countries,
Yeah.
Myanmar, your Bhutan, and our favorite China, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, those guys.
So, yeah, I mean, it was overwhelming and extremely humbling. And by the end of it, I kind of, in between my set, I kind of got the hang of it, and I said, okay, I'm starting to have fun,
Right.
And I chugged another, and it was like, I feel it, man. I feel good.
I'm in the zone.
It always works, man. It always
It
works.
always
I'm not gonna, like encourage you to do that, kids. But it worked for me.
So like after that, you came back, and that's when I think everything changed all over the world. We had Corona times coming in, but you took that opportunity to go into the studio, and actually you're working on another album right now.
Yeah, an EP right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was so cool. Like you have had the opportunity to work with very established musicians, established producers on Same Sky, This Home, That Home, and the engineers who were working there, who were mixing there. And now you're coming back to Arunachal, and you're working with Hagai. I think Hagai has been the guy doing most of your recording, right? So
Shout out Hagai.
shout out to Hagai, exactly.
Hagai, the guy.
I actually subscribe to your mailing list, and everyone should do that. Subscribe to Takar Nabam's mailing list,
Yeah.
because
You
you
get
will
nice
get
goodies.
exclusive content of him working on his EP, and that is very educational as well as just fun to watch, I think. And it's so cool that you're working not only with Hagai here, but you're also doing a lot of the production process in America again with Jake Owen, I think. Jake Owen and Do
Jake
Sounds or Do Sounds?
Andy Dollarson.
Andy Dollarson.
Yeah. So they have a record, you could say like a production house. They are basically producers. They have this company called Do Sounds. So I would thank Hagai for this, because when I was during the lockdown, I was even in the latter half of 2019. In fact, I started recording some songs. I started to make some rough drafts. So Hagai heard these rough drafts through, you could say, a span of 2 to 3 months. And it was only in the first half of 2020 that he suggested that these songs need extremely good production and they need to be recorded well. So I kept thinking, what does it need? Where can I get it to sound good enough, to do justice to the song, the songwriting, the way I'm writing these songs, the way it should sound like.
Yeah.
And Hagai happens to be part of this extremely popular among the mix engineers and the audio production guys, called the Pensados Audio.
The Pensado.
That's where he
Pensado's
came
place.
to.
Yeah.
He came to know about Do Sounds from there, and we took their email address and stuff. We wrote to them, and we in fact put the rough drafts of the songs on SoundCloud, like as private link. For some of the interested producers or like audio engineers to kind of check it out. And so these guys from Do Sounds, Andy and Jake, they replied back that saying that they really enjoyed the tracks and that they would be keen to work on the project. It's been about, you could say, 4 to 5 months since we started working. We took it really slow because of the lockdown, we couldn't go to the studio to record for a long time. And then when things started to open up in the US and the UK, that's where they managed to track, you could say, the live drums and all of that from there itself, from their studio.
Okay.
And from here, we would basically record. I just did like a very minimal treatment in my room. I put cushions and stuff and kind of canceling the room noise.
Right.
But just getting like a decent sound card and like a decent mic I borrowed from my friends. And we tried to make the most of whatever we had in, whatever little capacity we had.
Right.
We managed to get clean recordings, and then they would do their magic from there. They'll put some parts on it, or they might want to, do the drums or some rhythm section stuff. All compositions were done here. Some of the arrangement bits have been tweaked by them. Some of the things they added. So we kind of exchanged ideas over email, Skype calls, video calls. Like every week we would chat up about it, talk. So it was a process. I would say kind of slow, but kind of getting where the song should be. So far, very happy with that, and extremely thankful to Hagai for pushing me into this.
Hagai is the guy, man.
Hagai
the guy.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the guy.
Period, man. Hagai is the guy.
And we're looking forward to the EP, man, like so much. I think everybody should really be in for a treat for this one, because it's already sounding really nice. I'm pretty sure the production process is not even done yet, but it's sounding so cool. Like through all the videos you've put up about your behind the scenes recording and all that stuff. Like it's sounding really nice, man. Yeah.
And also,
thank you so much,
guys. Please do follow Takar Nabam and go and congratulate him on being nominated for the Indies 2020 Best Guitarist among some of the country's best guitarists, basically. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your guy.
I gotta do sweet child of mine like that
now.
Do you shred, bro?
Yeah, thanks.
But yeah, man, that's a huge deal, right?
It is.
Like, to be nominated, I guess, just as a guitarist, right? And without the rest, it's like going back to your days of right.
I really didn't expect this as well, and I'm again gonna thank Hagai here, because he's the one. He's like, hey, so this thing is happening. Why don't you like put your songs for them to review, and if they want to nominate and stuff? I'm like, I'll see. I got lazy, and so Hagai took the songs and he put it out. And one morning I get a call. Oh, you got nominated for this. I'm like, what is it? And then he showed me okay, thanks. I guess.
Hagai, the guy.
He's your producer.
Hagai's the guy.
He's your manager.
He's just
PR
life,
guy.
Man.
Like, let's do it, man.
Hagai is the guy you get when life happens.
He's the man.
Yeah. He's like, life is happening. Shit, what do I do, Hagai, bro?
All right, so that's cool, man. I think we should move to hear a song from you. Like, you have something prepared for us?
Ladies and gentlemen, here is Takar Nabam with a performance of Table for Two. Just for you. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Here we are on a night that seemed so quiet you could hear the leaves crumble. Here we are on the stable for two, in the same old town once again. Here we are on the stable for two, in the same old town once again. Been a while, but it doesn't feel that way. You've been wearing your hair the same way. Been a while since last I'd heard my name from a voice so sweet it felt complete. But now as I'm beside you, our clocks reversed and it isn't new. Was caught up in a ride while you weren't on my side. Was caught up in a ride while you weren't on my side. There were times to reflect on the good old times, the laughs we shared, the songs I'd sung. It all came back in a blink of an eye. Been a while since last I'd heard my name from a voice so sweet it felt complete. But now as I'm beside you, our clocks reversed and it isn't new. Looking through my way, the walls are turned grey, grey turned black I'd lost my track. The voices in my head wouldn't have me spared. A shackle I could make, I couldn't even break. Been a while since last I'd heard my name from a voice so sweet it felt complete. But now as I'm beside you, our clock's reversed and it isn't new. Ooh. Here we are on a night that seemed so quiet you could hear the leaves crumble. Here we are on this table for two in the same old town once again.
Yeah, so that was Takar Nabam with Table for Two. Such a nice performance, man. So cool. Like, dude, you play acoustic, electric, anything. You just play it well, bro.
Because it's feel, man.
Yeah, because it's
soul.
It is.
Takar is soul.
It is. He is. He is.
The lights.
So,
all right.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so that was a performance of Table for Two, Takar Nabam. That was from his first album, Same Sky. You check that one out. You can check out his second album. It's called This Home, That Home, T-shirt, merchandise, whatever. Yeah. So and yeah, he's got another EP coming out. And
Stay tuned for that.
yeah, man.
Please sign up for his mailing list.
Yes.
So you get goodies.
Yes.
You get
And
goodies.
before we let you go, man, we have a segment called Record of the Week. So all you have to do is just tell us one record, one album that has
Changed
made
your life.
Yeah,
That has basically given you everything that you knew was inside you.
yeah. So we do this every show. We ask our guests to basically suggest or recommend music for our listeners and our viewers. So it'll be nice to hear one from you and one that changed, obviously, your music. Yeah.
I think it would be Continuum. That was
Right.
what a crazy album that was.
Beautiful
man.
album.
It just changed the way I looked at music, played, approached songwriting and everything, and how cool it is to even incorporate your guitar playing abilities in subtle, interesting ways to, kind of, and still make like really catchy songs. So
Yeah.
that was one of the most influential records for me.
There you go, John Mayer's Continuum. Yeah, that it is still one of the best records ever in history.
Shout out Steve Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out
man,
Steve Jordan.
that guy is the shit, man.
He is insane.
What a drummer, man.
What a producer.
Yeah,
And a drummer.
and a drummer.
Yeah, that too.
Guy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And on that note, here's Takar Nabam. Takar, tell us what you have in the pipelines, what you have going on, what's coming up in the future. This is all yours, my friend. Go for it.
First of all, thank you so much, guys, for having me on board for this. It's always fun to, see you guys, talk to you guys. Can't wait to meet you guys again. It's been forever.
Hey,
Can't wait to be in Shillong. Can't wait to have you guys back in Itanagar. Do the hang. So for all the guys listening, all the guys and girls watching this, of course, subscribe to the Northeast today.
Yeah.
And these guys are doing a fantastic job. Thank you for having me. And you got to check the link, right? Is that it?
Yes.
There's a link below that you have to follow.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Hit the like button, subscribe, and follow the link below. So to all the people who are listening right now, I'm working on my new EP. As we speak, it's currently being mixed to be precise, and I cannot wait to share the songs from it. Probably get to hear a single in about a month and a half from now.
Yeah.
Let's wait it out and get in touch with me if you'd like me to play something, or if you guys want to hear a sample of that,
Yeah.
Your Instagram
just
handle
join my
is-
mailing list.
Yeah, so
Yeah, my
you can
Instagram
check,
handle.
You can
yeah.
check the description below. We have Takar's
Okay.
links to
All his
Instagram,
socials,
Facebook, YouTube,
all his
that.
socials.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So
Yeah,
thank you so much
it's all
again.
below, it's all below.
Yeah, it's all there. It's all here.
It's all there. It's all there. It's
Thank
all
you
it's
so
about.
Hey, thanks a lot, man.
All right,
Thanks a lot,
guys.
Takar. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you
and
so
we'll wrap
much,
it up.
man.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
on that note with Daryll and Greg and Takar Nabam. Thank you so much. We shall see you very, very soon. Thanks.
Adios.
Thank you, sir.